What's up, everybody? Bryce here, and welcome to the We Want Picks DraftKings Breakdown Edition for UFC 315. So before I jump into it, go ahead and head over to WeWantPicks.com and sign up to become a premium member. It's $10 a month. So for $10, you get the AI, you get the optimizer, you get the best ownership projections in the entire industry, you get bets from 4 different guys who know what they're talking about. All in all, it's nothing. $10 a month is nothing, and you get the best MMA content around. So head over to WeWantPicks.com, sign up, become a premium member. Alright, so we are sitting at 12 fights for this week. It's headlined by Bilal and Della Maddalena for the welterweight championship, and the co-main is going to be Valentina Shevchenko against Manon Fiorot for the women's flyweight championship. So should be fun. There's two championship fights on there, so we got two 5-rounders. We did lose Joe Alvarez against Benoit Saint Denis. Saint Denis did get a fill-in, so someone on short notice who's not in the UFC decided to hop on in and take on the God of War. But that was probably my favorite fight of this card. Now we don't have it, but overall it's going to be a good card. A bunch of Canadians, of course, because they're in Montreal. But overall, should be fun, so let's dive into it and get to my GPP play of the week, my cash play of the week, the underdog I like, and then the fight that I think we need to target for DraftKings purposes. Alright, so my GPP play of the week, I'm going to take the easy route and go Benoit Saint Denis. Even though he's 9,700, he should probably be over 10K against a guy taking this fight on a week's notice. I mean, it wasn't long ago Saint Denis was a win over Poirier away from taking on Islam for the belt. So, he had staph infection against Poirier, just didn't have any energy. Moicano just beat the shit out of him in the first round and just cut him open, and doctor had to stop that fight. But Benoit averages over 5 significant strikes per minute. He averages over 4 takedowns per fight. He averages basically a knockdown per fight, also at .99. And once again, he's taking on someone who was not in the organization, is taking the fight on short notice. Typically, those guys are wild cards, but when you're fighting someone who's the number 13 lightweight in the world, I'm going to go ahead and side with Saint Denis on this. He averages over 103 DraftKings points in his wins, so I think we're going to see the old Benoit here come back, reestablish himself as the God of War, and get back to being a contender in the best division in the UFC. So Benoit Saint Denis is my GPP play of the week. So my cash play of the week is going to be Manon Fiorot. It was a kind of a toss-up between her and Bilal in this one, but I think Bilal has a easier route to get finished due to JDM's boxing than Shevchenko against Fiorot. So Manon's the pick. I don't think it's a very good matchup for the champ. Manon has a 93% takedown defense, so she averages over 6 significant strikes per minute. She's undefeated in the UFC. Shevchenko has about half the output on the feet. She typically looks to grapple, but against someone who has a 93% takedown defense, who just completely obliterated Blanchfield, who was known for grappling. Blanchfield could not get Manon down to the ground, so I don't think Shevchenko is going to be able to do any better. So at 8,500, you have some wrestling upside, as Manon has mixed in takedowns. She averages, like I said, six significant strikes per minute, so she has good output on the feet, and you get 5 rounds. That should go ahead and give you kind of a barometer of her fight against Blanchfield. She scored over 100 DraftKings points. She's 8,500. Anything over 90 is going to be good. So if she gets a decision win, goes 5 rounds. That's why she is my cash play of the week. All right, my dog of the week is going to be Charles Radke. So Mike Mallet was a big prospect coming in. I believe it was the last UFC pay-per-view in Canada, where he was fighting Bill Magny and was winning, and then just fucking quit, and Magny beat him. It was one of the worst performances and ways to go out I've seen in a long time. But going on to this fight, it's a pretty even fight on paper. They're both around 3.5 significant strikes per minute. They're both 4-1 in the last 5 fights. Their reach is within an inch. Basically the same age. They're 33 and 34. The big difference is going to be Mike needs his wrestling to help his offense to win. And I think Charles, his perfect takedown defense, is going to have some issues for him in this fight. So the only fight that Radke has lost is to Carlos Prates, which even he's Carlos Prates. He's unbelievable. Almost finished Gary to have his 5th UFC knockout in a row. So yes, the mallet quitting against Magny is going to bias my pick a little bit, but overall, with the savings, Radke averages over 100 DraftKings points per win in his 3 UFC wins. So at his price tag of 7,300, just a win is more likely going to pay off. But if he gets a finish with, he has 2 knockouts, first 2 of his 3 wins, he's going to 100% be optimal if he pulls the upset off, especially if he knocks out Mike Malott. So, dog of the week, Charles Radke. All right, my fight to target this week is going to be Bukauskas against Yeong Cutelaba. So, Modestas against Yeong is going to be a fun fight. Modestas he looks more the part than Yeong. Yeong's like a little bulldog, but Yeong pushes the pace, shoots for takedowns. He averages over, I think it's 4.5 takedowns per fight. Modestas just is coming off a nice first round knockout win where I did not expect him to piece the guy up, and he went to work and knocked him out. So typically whenever you get a Cutelaba fight, he pushes the pace and then he gasses. And the nice thing about the weight class being light heavyweight is it's easier to get knockouts. He's going to look for takedowns. He's coming off a first round submission where he took Aslan down twice and route to finding the finish. So Bukauskas is a little bit more well-rounded than Aslan, so it should be a pretty good fight no matter where it goes. But I don't think we see this one going to the judges' scorecards, and I think at the price point of 8,200 and 8,000, this is going to be a fight you want a piece of, and most of your lineups, if you do multiple or if you do a single entry, it's going to be tough to fade this one. So fight to target this week is Bukauskas and Cutelaba. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Another week of the DraftKings picks for We Want Picks. Remember, head over to WeWantPicks.com and sign up to become a premium member because it is $10 freaking a month. All right, guys, take it easy.